Okay, the recording has started. And welcome once again. And we hope that the session is you're going to find it fruitful. It looks to be very promising. And over to you, Ms. Shamla.
Yeah, thank you, Rashna. Thank you for the introduction. See, the reason I chose this topic is that most of us haven't had the time to look at catalogs, visit bookstores, and bring them to schools. So I thought we should be focusing on what's happened this year till now in the world of Indian children's literature. Uh, there has been a lot of turbulence in the market because of the pandemic. The books haven't been able to we have not been able to publish the books, get into the bookstores. People have not been able to go to the bookstores and buy them. So right now slowly things are improving as the lockdown has opened, and things are getting better and returning to normalcy. So I think in the coming few months, with your support, we will be back on our feet as soon as we can. So I've just chosen a few books. It has not been possible to showcase all the books which have got published this year. So we've actually had limited books which got published because the bookstores were closed, and even though the books were published, they were not being we were not able to get them into the stores because of the transportation problem and other things. So I've just chosen a few from every publisher, and this is based on the books I've read, the books which have come into my space, the books I've been excited about. I hope you all like this too. And yeah, so I'll just start off. In case you have any questions, please leave them in the chat box. I will be answering them. And don't bother about taking notes about this presentation, because uh, we will be we will be sharing the presentation with you once the session is over. So can you see the screen? Can you just type a yes in the chat box, please?
We can see your screen, Shamla.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
put
you.
it on the present mode.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Just one second. What I did. Just one second. I'll just
Yeah,
stop
I think
sharing.
it's that plus and minus sign.
Yeah. It's just gone for a toss. I'll just set this. Can you just help me reduce? Uh, Rashna, can you see this?
We can't see your screen yet.
Can't see. Okay. Okay. Just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. Um,
Yeah, I can see it now. Just
yeah.
put it on
Yeah.
present. Present. Yeah, it's perfect now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would like to start with showcasing some of the books which have won international recognition this year, and it is always a great honor for us when our books get recognized abroad. Yeah. So the first book set what I would like to show is we won the White Raven Awards, which is basically an award which is given to the best books from 56 countries and 30 languages. And all these books which are selected are showcased in a catalog and released at the Frankfurt Book Fair. And these books are placed in the International Youth Library in Munich, Germany. So this year we've won the award for The Middle, which is by Richa Jha, who is the author, who's an author and an editor of Picklio books. This book has been illustrated by Spanish illustrator Eva. The second book is called Guti Has Wings, which has been published by Tulika Books and written by Kanak Shashi. This is the story about a boy who likes to wear dresses, and what happens when his family stops him from wearing these dresses. Does he get to wear these dresses? What happens to him is what the story is all about. It's very beautifully written, and it raises a lot of interactive conversations with children. The next one is a South Asia Book Award, which is awarded to books which are based in South Asia. So the two books which have won this award is from Karadi Tales, which is based in Chennai. And the first book is for, both these books are picture books, and Thukpa for All, which is about a blind boy who's going to his grandmother's house to have some Tibetan noodle soup. That's what Thukpa is. And on the way, he keeps inviting his neighbors and uh, friends. And what happens when he reaches his grandma's house? Is there enough food for everyone? And there's a power cut. And how the blind boy saves the day is what the book is all about. The second book is all about recycling and sustainability. It's about a poor tailor who doesn't have, who stitches clothes for others but doesn't have enough money to buy great clothes for his family. He attends a wedding. He's gifted a turban, and how with the turban he makes different things for his family. So he makes something for himself, his wife, then his son, his daughter. It's a beautiful journey about recycling, and I think kids will love it. And the illustrations are beautiful in both the books. Tukpa for All is illustrated by Shilpa Ranade, and The Clever Tailor is from Nayantara. And she has done a brilliant job bringing the Rajasthan color palette to life. And this is one of the books which has won this year. The UN Reading Goals Book Club brings out every few weeks they bring out a list of books which appeal to children globally. And this book was actually first released in 2013, but it's still around. And I think that's the most beautiful achievement for the book, that so many years and it's still in print and it's still winning hearts. It's a story of how a neighborhood is transformed. It's about a seed which grows into a plant, and as it grows into a tree, how the surrounding neighborhood transforms from a sleepy little village to a concrete jungle, and how people around the tree utilize. First time Tulika has won. They won it twice earlier. The first one was for Water Stories from Around the World, an anthology by a brilliant set of children authors. And the next one was for Home of Our Own, which is by Megha Agarwal, and about homeless children trying to make a small space for their own. So all these are beautiful picture books. The book which you see on screen is meant for independent readers. And I think kids will have fun exploring this book on their own. IBI, again, is an award which is given to the best of books which come from which come from every country. So there are a fixed set of member countries, and they choose books from all these countries, limited books. So this year, the honor has gone to Amrita Shergill's biography, which has been brilliantly researched by Anita Vacharajani, and Kalyani Ganapati has brought out some absolutely astounding illustrations, and it is an absolute visual delight to be engaging with this book. It's been published by HarperCollins. And so after the international awards, let's talk about some awards home. So we just recently concluded the Neve Lit Fest Awards, and these two books won. The Mountains of Mumbai is about a boy who comes from the mountains up north, and he discovers that there are mountains in Mumbai. Again, beautifully illustrated. And Srinivasa Ramanujam's book has been well researched by this author called Priya Narayanan. She stays in Ahmedabad, and she's actually been to the mathematician's home, the place he studied. She's gone all the way to London, done plenty of research, and it came out of a workshop which is conducted by Tulika and the Parag Trust. And it is, beautifully illustrated by Satvik Gade. So All of Me is by Venita Coelho. It's for junior readers. It's about the Kohinoor diamond, and she's a veteran writer, and she just excels with her writing. And the language is just beautiful in this book, and it also has 5 different characters. So almost the play with words is just fantastic in this book. The other one, which you see on the right, is by Samhita Arni, who also wrote the Mahabharata when she was 12 years old. And this book is based on the Tamil epic called Silapadigaram. And it's about a prince who leaves the house, leaves the palace when he's told that he's about to be that he will become he's a second son, and he will be ascending the throne, and he doesn't want to be a competition to his older brother, and he leaves this place. So it's a beautiful retelling, and yeah, it's won this award this year. And there's also this Parag honor list. There are too many books. This is a list which is released annually by the Parag Trust, Tata, which belongs to Tata. And every year they come out with a set of books. They've also been giving out this entire book set to underprivileged libraries and people who run reading rooms for underprivileged children. So this list actually is a collection of middle grade books, young adult books, picture books, both fiction, non-fiction, and anthology. But they're all fun reads, and I would recommend them. You can pick them up from your favorite indie store. There are too many books which have come out from Pratham, and it will probably take more than an hour for me to show them. So in case you're looking out for some copyright-free material for classroom use, please do visit www.storyweaver.org.in. There are a lot of books. You can actually use the text, you can use the visuals with the text, without the text, and there's a lot of play and book activities. You can use them for your library classrooms. Yeah, so the pandemic has also given rise to a special category, and we've been able to, cater to a whole lot of children. So the first one you see on the screen is Heroes Without Capes by Dr. D. It focuses on the frontline workers who've come out and helped and done a lot of work in this epidemic. The second one is available at Getlet. This is actually an e-book, but this is the only one which was kind of available for free download. This is by Tulika Books, and it's written by Zai Whitaker. And currently, I don't know whether they plan to publish it through bring it out from print, but it's available at Getlit. In case your school is a member, you can always access it. The third one is again a collection of short stories. This entire exercise was done during the pandemic, and it was brought together by Talking Cup. Just a collection of stories and just random writings. Mental health has also got focus this year, and I think with every passing year we are having many more books which actually address the issues. Earlier it was okay to be feeling sad, but now we are actually finding books which tell you how to deal with depression. What else can you do? The first book out here is a picture book by Ritu Vaishnav. She's the same author who wrote Pink and Blue on gender. So this book is all about what depression is and what someone feels when they are feeling depressed. The second one is again a collection of writing, which has been bought by Kairavi Bharatram. It is for slightly older children, and I think children just like to read the book for what it is. I'm very glad that these issues are actually getting addressed this year. The third one is by Vaishali Shroff, The Boy in the Dark Hole. It has been published by Eklavya. It's about a boy who faces bullying at school, how he falls into depression. He falls into depression, and how he feels at that moment, how he reacts with his parents, with his friends, and finally how his friends help him overcome his depression. It's like saying you're not alone. When you're sad, you reach out to people. So yeah, we just having a couple of picture books. We had very limited books, but they're good ones. Gajapati Kulapati is the third, I think, or the fourth, I'm not sure. This is a series of books by Ashok Rajgopalan about an elephant, adorable elephant. So this is a popular series. The book is a very popular series. The second one is Punachi, which is about a goat who is very upset with his friends and strays into the forest, and he discovers a deep dark forest and has his own adventure. And it's a beautiful book with beautiful illustrations. Priya Kurian is just she's just sparkling with her illustrations. It's got such an adorable cover. Sudha Murthy's How Onion Got Its Layers is a royal story about a princess who wants new clothes all the time. The king and queen get fed up, and it's actually a folk tale. And what happens when they send the princess to another place to deal with the problem is, that's what the story is all about. Kokachi Mokachi is for slightly older children. uh, it's about a child, who has issues, and we see these two monsters, adorable two monsters, and how, what's happening in a village with these two monsters. This is actually the first book by 1 inch margin, and it has been illustrated by Gray Stroke, who's also known as Shyam. We know him in the industry. The Cat Come Back is an accordion-shaped book by Lavanya Karthik. This is published by Karadi Tales. It's about a girl who keeps looking for a cat at all odd places. Henna on My Hands is about it's a very beautiful book. It's just recently released. It's about a girl who puts henna on her hands, and what happens, the joy, the wonderful artwork which comes through mehendi. Yeah, and we've also had a lot of books this year which address specific issues. So there's something for curly hair. Not everybody wants a hair like models, straight looking hair. But what are the problems of curly hair, and how curly hair can actually help someone? All this is beautifully addressed in this book by Divya Anand. The second book you see on the screen, When Others Speaks Words Dance, it's about the Indian Sign Language. They are trying to get the Indian Sign Language included in school curriculum right now. But Lavanya Karthik has very beautifully brought this language to life through a book. The third one is, of course, by a celebrity author. It's written for his twins, and it's about a boy who keeps thinking about how boys and girls are different. So this is actually published with Juggernaut, the ebook. The print book has been created by some other publisher. We also have a set of non-fiction books this year. The first, second, and the fourth book all came out of a non-fiction workshop, which was conducted by Tulika and Parag Trust some 2 years ago. I think it was a week-long workshop where authors and illustrators were invited to come. Some of them collaborated together, and they brought out wonderful books. Zakir in this tabla is a beautiful, slice of life from Zakir Hussain, the tabla master's life. What Makes Me Me is all about individuality. It's by a brand new author called Purva Agarwal. What Can I Be is about the different professions which are available for a child when he or she grows up. So there's it's about a girl who takes a walk in the garden and comes out and explores different professions. It's a very simple book. It's My Color is by Nancy Raj. She's been an illustrator and been in the industry for many years, but this is her first book as an author, and it's an absolute riot of colors. It's beautiful. She's written Maharani the Cow, which is from Tulika Books. I hope you've read it. Yeah. So we also have a few books on nature. Sahi's Quest is about both these books are from Kalpavriksha, which do exclusively nature-based books. It's about a dragonfly. So most books are written around butterflies and ladybugs, but dragonflies are kind of rare in children books, and this one explores explores the world through the eyes of a dragonfly. The next one is about how seeds travel, traveling seeds seeds travel from one place to the other, and how they propagate themselves. It's again written and illustrated by Lavanya Karthik. She's on a roll this year. She's got a wonderful books, and each one is on a total different topic. Yeah, the focus has also been on Mumbai this year. We've come out with three books. I think there must be more, but these are the three I've come to know. The first and the third book have been a part of a three-book series. It's a collaboration between the People Place Project and Vinita and Kripa. Vinita is an author, Kripa is an illustrator. The first book, Rain, has got beautiful work, watercolor illustrations by Kripa. And Be Careful, Bappa is about Ganapati, Ganapati statue traveling from a pandal through the streets of Mumbai and to the beach. So both these books, they are, there's a lot of play. Visually, they are an absolute delight. And of course, Mountains of Mumbai, I've mentioned it in the earlier slide. This is also a beautiful book. Yeah, so we also have chapter books for children who just turned into independent readers. Mood on It is by C.G. Salamander, who's also known as Andrew. It's about this girl, whose parents have a vegetable push cart, and the vegetables keep going missing, and the girl goes around trying to find the culprit. The Grand Chapati Contest, what you have, it's got beautiful illustrations by Chetan Sharma. It's been written by Asha Nemia, a very senior writer of children books. The king's cook, the chapati maker, goes off, and a contest is held to find a suitable replacement. So it's got, the combination of witty text and the illustration makes this a wonderful book. So both these books you see on the screen, Who Done It and the Grand Chapati Contest, are from Duckbill, which is now a part of Penguin, and they belong to the Hook Book series. So I just mentioned two. There were two more which were released earlier this year. Miracle on the Sundarbag Street was published by Kalpavriksha. It's a very important book for children. It's about a dump yard which gets transformed into a garden. It's about the power of community. It's what people can do, instead of talking, how they can come together and bring transformation in their own neighborhood. Yeah, so moving on to slightly older kids, we have Hungry to Play. This is the second book in the series. It's called, which is called Hungry to Read. Hungry to Read won an award early this year. So this is the second part. Minnie's Questions is by Nandini Nair, a very veteran children's author. It's all around money. So this is again a part of a three-book series, and this is the second one. The third one you see on the screen, Yamini and the 7 p.m. Ghosts, is actually a mystery book, and it's also weaves in the plot, introduces the children to Janagraha, which is a citizens movement in Bangalore, and I think it's also there in other places, but I've heard it being active in Bangalore. So this is about a girl, how the entire neighborhood plunges into darkness at 7 p.m. and everybody thinks a set of ghosts are at work, and how this girl goes around finding the culprits and saving the day for the neighborhood using the citizen movement of Janagraha. I think it's a very beautiful way of introducing uh, you know uh, how to play, encouraging the children to citizen movement and how the governance works. Yeah, so we also have three other books which are for like 6 to 8 year olds. The first one is Spellbound. It's based. It's a fairy tale book. It's a fairy tale remix. That's what they call it. You must be knowing the story of the Princess and the Frog. So in Princess and the Frog, you know what happens to the princess, and the story is told for the princess, right? It's all about the princess, but in this book you come to know who was the frog, right? I mean, there's a Prince Frederick. He goes to a forest looking for butterflies, and he gets turned into a frog by an evil witch, and what happens next is, of course, it's a mix of fairy tale. It's a whole lot of fun book for children, and this is again by Nalini Sorensen, who is a senior author from Mumbai. The piano is based on Nandita Basu. this is based on her own real life experiences. So when she was learning how to play the piano, she bought a piano, and she traced the ownership of the piano. So she wrote to the manufacturer, and she found out that this piano was actually manufactured in 1914, when the World War One broke out in Germany, and the factory was completely destroyed in World War Two. And this piano made its way all the way from Germany to India. So she's actually traced the journey in the form of a story, So how the story is, it covers a lot of history, and I think the most beautiful part of this book is that it's a graphic novel, and it traces the history from the point of a piano, and that's very unique, that's unusual. And it's also a story of a girl who's looking for a best friend, and how she finds comfort and friendship in piano, and the piano being a part of history from World War One, World War Two, coming to India, how it arrives in India, how it is a part of the Indian freedom movement. How it's a passive character and then an active character in so many things, and it's been handled pretty nicely. The third book is by Harshika Udasi. You must have read her Kittu's Mad Day. This is her second book, Friends Behind Walls. It's about two neighboring families, and the children, they're separated by a wall, and the children are not allowed to talk and play, and how these children realize what the problem is, and how they try to bring their families together. It's been beautifully illustrated and written as well. This entire three book series has been released by Talking Cup just this week. It's like hot, brand new. It's by Ashok Rajgopalan, the creator of the Gajapati Kulpati series. It's about a girl who lives with his parents on a far distant planet, and each book is a standalone book which deals with her adventure. So in one, she's going with the parents, and the her spacecraft crash lands into another planet, and in the other one, uh, she's in a in a amusement park kind of stuff, and there's a water ride happening in another book, and what are the uh, adventures she has. So each one is it's got a lot of wordplay, and of course the story is very exciting, and I'm sure the children will find it exciting too. Yeah, so you must be wondering why I'm here today and who am I. So just to give you, these are some of my books. So I've written over 40 books, and these are just featured some of them here. So I'm a children's author, I'm a freelance writer, I'm a book curator, LitFest curator, and uh, chief the chief ideator of Kahani Takbak, a platform for Indian books, authors, and illustrators. There are a whole lot of stuff I do under it. So yeah, at the end of the presentation, you'll have my links. You can go check out more about me. So yeah. So I just want to move on to a bit of middle grade novels. Yeah, so this is a nonfiction book which has come. It's by Ruskin Bond. Every year we have multiple releases from Ruskin Bond, and I thought this is the book of his which I should feature in this presentation. So it's written very simple language and just quite ideal for 8 to 12, 16 years. And, because that's Ruskin Bond, people will tend to take everything he writes seriously and want to have it in their library. Yeah, so we also have two legends and folk tales by two experienced writers. One is from Scholastic and the other is from Rupa and Co. And both of them have very different myths and legends from across the world. And, each one is very distinct. And I think children will love these books. This year also marks the launch of mini reads from Karadi Tales. What you see on the screen is a collection of 5 books which have been bought in association with Pari, an institution which has been founded. It's an NGO, an organization which has been funded by which is the brainchild of P. Sainath, the Indian economist. And these 5 books are based on articles which have been written, created by the Pari team. And the people, all 5 authors work for Pari, and they have created uh, these books in association with Karadi Tales. And the artwork has been done using clay, and very unusual kind of artwork. And I think the stories what you see in these books will really help children. House of Commons is about a house which is it for AIDS, and it's also about displacement. The other books you see, No Ticket Will Travel, is about displacement. It's about people who migrate. So very different stories, and the central character in each of these books is a child from a rural background. So I think it's great way to introduce uh, children, metro kids, introduce these children to lives of others from different backgrounds. Yeah, you also have more books. Sisters at New Dawn is about 2 girls who enter a new school, which is called the New Dawn. This is by Varsha Sheshan, published by Young Zuban. It's about the school is kind of unique. The subjects are unique, and the subjects are taught by children. And there is something mysterious happens at the library, and these girls go to solve the mystery without taking help from their grandpa. Why Is My Hair Curly is about adoption. It has been published by Red Panda. Nowadays, these issues are getting addressed through books, which is like really nice. Bena's Summer is based on a little girl called Benazir and her 2 cousins. It's a loss of innocence in the face of riots. What happens one summer? It's got beautiful illustrations, and it has been written by Shibal Bhartiya. I'm sure kids will really love the way this book is written. It's got a lot of Hindi and English. The way she has woven these 2 languages in the story is really amazing. Yeah, we also had 2 books of poetry, one by Jerry Pinto and one by Anushka Ravishankar. They are absolutely wonderful, and I think it's very difficult to find poetry books. So these are kind of interesting. Yeah. So following the international trend of mainstream authors writing for children, we've had 3 mainstream authors in India. 2 of them have written for children the very first time. Anand Nilkantan, a very famous author who's written Asura, has come out with the very extremely most naughty Asura tales, which is a collection of stories around Asuras. Ravi Subramaniam has come up with a mystery story from HarperCollins. Ashok Banker is not new to children. He has written for children before, and I would suggest that you check out his latest international picture book called I Am Brown, which is like fab, and it really caters to a whole lot of children. So yeah, we've also had some stories which are like based in very interesting situations. The first one is by US based AB Majmudar, and it has been published by Puffin in India. It's about the Matsya avatar of Vishnu, and how he makes an entry into the makes an entry on Earth, and the world is in peril. How he joins other gods in bringing a balance into this world with the help of 3 children. Beautifully written. And Vahana Masterclass is about 3 mice who take tuitions from Mushik, the escort uh, Ganpati, and how they are trying to be part of Ganpati's vehicle. So it's how they battle monsters. It's a lot of fun. The Girl Who Stole an Elephant is actually by a Sri Lankan author. It has been published in India. but the settings and the story is so much like India. It's only when you read the book uh, you realize that this can be set in any Asian continent. The names are so much Indian. The settings, it's about a girl who steals an elephant from a king's palace and just runs away with two children, and how what problems this girl faces, who are these other two children, and how the elephant is brought back to the king. It's about a very feisty character and a very different kind of story. So this book has been a rage in UK. It is a first book. There are three more books to come, and we will be soon seeing a TV series based on this book. Yeah, so we also have a collection of very interesting short stories. The Crocodile Who Ate the Butter Chicken for Breakfast is by Khairunisa. You probably remember her as the author of the Butterfinger series. She has written extensively for Tinkle, and Butterfingers, as such, has many books to his credit. They've all been written by Khairunisa over a period of, I think, 10 to 12 years. So this is a delightful collection of stories, and you look at the title, you look at the cover, and you just feel like reading the book, right? Thank God It's Saturday is again a collection of stories. All of them are around cats, and they're simply beautiful ones. Varsha Sheshan has brought out this book. It actually got a lot of recognition in Singapore. This book was a part of the AFCC competition a few years ago, and now Scholastic has published it and brought it to India. Yeah, based on the environment, we have three books. Birds in My Garden and Beyond is from Bulbul Sharma, a very veteran writer, and it's about how you take care of birds. What are the different kind of birds? It gives it kind of stills your senses and gives you an opportunity to actually look out and observe the beauty of birds around you. Anaj is a very important book by Megha Gupta. It's about the history of the environment in India. So you have the Green Revolution, you had the dams being built. It has interesting collection of anecdotes and illustrations all through the book, and I think it's a very important book to be read by children, because they need to know what is the history. It's not, I mean, you just, yes, political history is important. You need to know, you also need to know what is the history uh, uh, of our green environment, and why things are the way they are right now. The third book you see on the screen is a book on 10 champions who have saved the planet. So these are like new champions. Many of them you've probably never heard them before. So they are about people who clean rivers, people who use illustrations as a tool to convey, to bring in change and making the world a better place, more greener. It's written very well. It kind of appeals to children and just gives them that everyone uh, can use a different tool to bring in change in the environment. Yeah, so sports, because the Olympics were cancelled, we didn't have many books. It didn't make sense. So this is the only notable book which came out this year, which is Gold Shot Run. And as the title says, it's a collection of short biographies of sports people. It has been beautifully illustrated by Mishtuni, a Delhi-based illustrator. And yes, coming to young adults, we've had historical fiction, many books. The first one you see is The Teenage Diary of Lakshmi Bai. This is actually a part of 5 books. So there's Jahanara, and a whole lot of, I can't remember the names. Yeah, so there's Razia Sultana, Noor Jahan, Jodhabai. So there are these other teenage diaries, which is based on different princesses and the queens of India. Queen of Earth, you see, is by historian and author Devika Rangachari. This is the second book in the series. The first one is called The Queen of Ice, which is based on the Queen of Kashmir, Princess Didda. This one is based on a very little known uh, princess from Orissa, and we've never heard this story before. So there's a lot of mm, action happening in this book, and it's just a good. It makes a good reading. Yeah. So you also have Nomad's Land, which is about terrorism and displacement. It's the story of a girl who's a Kashmiri Pandit who's displaced from home. It's a story of another girl who is from a nomadic tribe, and what happens when their paths cross, and what are the challenges they face. In Now and Then is a sequel to Jobless, Clueless, Jobless, Reckless, something like that. The first book was published by Duckbill. The second book has been published by One Inch Margin from Bengaluru. This is about teen angst by the central character, Kavya. It deals with a whole lot of issues. Um, and I think if you enjoyed the first book, you will enjoy the second book as well. Loki Takes Card has been just released just 3 days ago. It's by Menaka Raman. She's written picture books before, and this is her first book for young adults. It's about a girl who wants to play cricket, but the neighborhood boys cricket team refuse to take her in. So she starts a petition to make herself included in the game, and even her parents don't sign it. But she still goes around the neighborhood asking people to sign it, and then somebody takes over the petition and gives the importance on Twitter, and there's a storm. Will the girl get into the team? What happens? It's all about girl empowerment. A beautiful book. I highly recommend it this season. Yes, we come to the one and only graphic novel book of the year. It's called The Secret Life of Debbie G. It's about a South Indian girl. Her parents are divorced. Her mother is getting remarried, and she faces a lot of body shaming because she's obese. And what are the problems she faces with her step siblings? How does she deal with her friends? And how does she cope with her teen angst? That's what this book is all about. I mean, Vibha has just captured the essence of uh, uh, the teenage life, be it the way it is written or be it the way it is captured through the illustration by Kalyani Ganpati. This is a book every teen is going to love this season. Yeah, just having, I'm just offering you a few, the list of publishers who featured in this presentation. I've not been able to. There are I've just noted 20, but there are many more. We have over 150 children publishers in India, but I've just noted the ones who came into my space. Yeah, and all these books can either be bought from the respective publishers, or you can support indie bookstores and buy from these books bookstores, or anywhere from your neighborhood. It will make a great difference for the Indian publishing industry. Yep. So, in case you need to connect with me, you can write to me at kahanitakbak@gmail.com. You can visit my website to know more about me, and you can follow me at any of these social media handles.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Shamla. So we are at 20 now.
20.
So
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. So just in case you want to take questions. Um,
Yes. Yes.
Alan had asked a question. I'm not sure if he's still there or he got disconnected. But
Okay.
his
Hmm.
question was, is it possible to understand in only English? So I'm not sure exactly
What?
what his question was. Is it
I can't understand. What is it?
is it possible to understand in only English? So I wasn't sure. So if he's there, he will take your question or he
Can
will
you
connect with
repeat?
you later on again. If
Okay.
anyone
Okay.
else has any questions, please feel free to ask right now.
Hmm. Oh, you uploaded them? You uploaded the catalogs? You can have a look at these catalogs, or you can just browse through any of the uh, uh, books available at the sites of these independent bookstores. We will be uploading this presentation on the Liferian site. So in case you need to have a look at the titles, and please do go ahead. So the ones I've featured are very few. You can always visit the publisher site to find out more.
Yes, I've uploaded all the catalogs, they're there. And I've told them that the presentation will also be available for 15 days on the website. So if
Okay.
anyone else has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Ma'am, I would like to ask a question.
Yes, please.
First of all, thank you, Shyamala ma'am. This was such a wonderful list that you've shared, and I'm so eager to stock these in our school library. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
really excited.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to know this was this year's list. Are there
Yes.
other lists of previous years where we could, because we
No,
are a new
I
school?
don't. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
so what I could, just check out if you can just send me a mail at kahanitugbuk at the
sure,
rate of gmail.com,
sure.
then I can actually guide you to an online store who can actually help in curating, because I
All
know
right, ma'am.
somebody who will help you. You said Bangalore, which city are you in?
No, we are in Mumbai. We are in Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. So
Yeah.
I can actually, give you the contact of a person who will assist you in curating books for your school.
Great, great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you.
It's
And also,
kahanitugbuk at the rate of
yeah,
gmail.com.
I took a
Got
screenshot
that?
of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, one more thing. There are sites like, are there more sites like storyweaver.org?
Uh, there must be. If you're looking at books for free download, you can also
Right.
visit the National Book Trust. Right now,
Okay.
there are a few books, which can be downloaded freely, and there are
Okay.
also free books on the Eklavya site.
Okay, ma'am.
So I
All
think
right.
if you look at these three sites, then you kind of covered pretty
Right.
much, But if you're
Okay.
looking at picture books, you will find them only at Storyweaver and
Right.
Eklavya.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
National Book Trust has a lot of books for the adults as well. So you can, and for a slightly older age group. So you may
No, we
may
are a
find.
new school, so I require books for the younger children. So I'll check out Eklavya as you shared.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Yeah.
Manikandan wants if you could type in your website in the chat box. And
I hope you all enjoyed
yes, there are nice comments on the
presentation.
chat.
Yeah.
RTS said that it's a wonderful list of books, diverse list of books.
Wow.
Harinder has said that thank you, it was a very interesting session. If there are any
Yeah.
more questions, we have about 5 minutes. So if anyone would like to ask more questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, so do support indie bookstores. They have been badly hit this year because the lockdown has kind of. Yeah, Harinda, you have a question? Thank you, Harinda. Yeah.
Very informative, ma'am. I'm a librarian in South Side, that is Telangana, Malavi Model
Oh,
School,
great.
Alva.
Okay.
Very informative, but Karate is already we are following it. It was
Okay.
very nice to hear. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Shall we wind up?
Any last questions? If it's okay with you all, I didn't take a photo in the beginning of the session because there were very few participants. I'm just going to take a screenshot right now. So if you're comfortable, you can leave your cameras on. If you're not comfortable, you can switch off your cameras. Thank you, Tenzin. So I'll just take a screenshot just so that we can put it on our librarian social media. Just give me a minute. I'll take one more. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shamla. It was really interesting, and I think everyone has really enjoyed your session. And thank you for collating this list of books. It was really useful this year, and I'm sure they will connect with you once the session is over as well. Thank you
Yeah,
once again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.